My name is Sergio, and this is my persuasive presentation. Accompanying me tonight is my lovely audience, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good evening once again. My name is Sergio Fernandez, and if I can draw your attention tonight to a persuasive presentation over voting. So just to have an overview, young Americans do not vote. They simply choose to not exercise their right, and it is very unfortunate. Specifically, young Americans have adopted a rhetoric that it's choosing between two evils, and that's unfortunate because that's not the case. Excuse me, a bit of a technical glitch, but that's not the case. Another group among these young people are women, and they simply don't use their exercise to vote. A lot of women don't because they feel that it's sexist or it's a biased activity, that it's for men. And that's very unfortunate because there are a lot of women that are actively participating in politics today. One more category of young Americans that do not vote are African Americans. And that is unfortunate because they too, their ancestors went through so much suffrage for them to receive this right to vote. And they feel that maybe it's for the white man or it's a white man activity, and that's very unfortunate because our president today is actually African American, so that's untrue. Young Americans. In 2008, 65.8% of young Americans between the ages of 18 and 29 did indeed vote. As we can see our graph here, that is a higher number than previous years in the past, and although it is an increasing rate, there's still 34.2% of young Americans that did not vote. And that, in terms, is a lot of people that are still not exercising their right to vote and not using their voice in our government and politics. Those who do not vote sometimes develop a rhetoric such as choosing between two evils. And that's a very unfortunate way to look at government and politics. It's a very selfish excuse to not use your voice. Another group of young Americans that do not use their voice are women, and that is also unfortunate because they were the last category to receive their rights. It used to be only men voted until Susan B. Anthony went through so much for women to receive this right. And many young women that did not vote view politics and voting such as it being a biased or sexist activity, that it's only for men, and that's unfortunate because that's not the case. We see that with many women that are actively involved in politics today. Among the young Americans that do not vote, another broad category is African Americans, which is unfortunate because their ancestors did go through so much for them to finally receive that right. And one of the reasons that have been brought to people's attention that they don't vote is it's for the white man or an activity such as that, and that's simply not the case because our current president Barack Obama is African American. In the previous years, the percentage of African Americans in college that vote did indeed go up, but there are still very many that are voters that do not make it out to the ballots. So to summarize this presentation, it's very important for young Americans to vote, to exercise their right and perform their civic duty. It is common that many young Americans complain about government or the politics, and if they did not vote, they simply should not complain because they had their chance. And once again, thank you for being here tonight. That concludes my presentation.